Hey loves, how's it going? Hope all is well. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with a new video, and today I'm here to basically give a response to Sydney Black's video. Last night Sydney made a video, and basically it was about colorism and it being an illusion. If you don't know who she is a YouTuber, and she became famous for going viral for her gorgeous eye color. I've been a subscriber to her for a long time. She does great makeup tutorials. She has over 700,000 subscribers, and she's just very, she's a sweet person, very soft-spoken. It was great to see a young black girl going far in the makeup game. So last night when I posted a video, you guys asked me to respond to this video. I did watch it. It was a great video. I watched all 30+ minutes of it, and I did take some notes. Now, the video has since been removed. I think it was mainly because of the title, and this video is not to bash her or anything like that, because we all have our own opinions and we all have the right to think and the right to feel the way we feel. And Sydney is not the only black woman that have spoke out about this, and I'm going to include that in this video. But I believe she probably deleted the video because of some of the comments. You know, a lot of people react to the title and not necessarily the video, and I do believe the illusion is what got a lot of people, because even in her explanation in the video, illusion wasn't the word in which she meant to say, in my opinion. So let's define colorism. Colorism is a form of racial discrimination based on the shade of an individual's skin tone, typically favoring light skin. It can occur both within a specific ethnic group and across ethnic groups. So basically she says she believes colorism is an illusion because it was an idea made up by a certain group of people to control a group of people. If you don't know about the term and the history of the term colorism, Black author and activist Alice Walker coined the term colorism back in 1982 in an article of Essence magazine. In that issue, she referred to various forms of oppression black women face, and also she defined the term in 1983 in her book In Search of Our Mother's Garden. In the United States, colorism has roots in slavery. Some fair-skinned slaves were typically in the house, while darker-skinned slaves were outside in the fields. There were some slave owners that also forced slaves to have intercourse with them, and they created offsprings of the mixed race. There was a slave owner by the name of Willie Lynch, and some people believe in this and some people do not. Let me go ahead and put that out there. But there is a such thing as the Willie Lynch letter, and in this letter he talked about how he can control slaves. In that speech, basically he said, "I have a foolproof method for controlling your black slaves. It will control the slave for at least 300 years. He then went to say, "You must pitch the old black male versus the young black male, and the young black male against the old black male. You must use the dark-skinned slave versus the light-skinned slave, and the light-skinned slave versus the dark-skinned slave. You must use the female versus the male, and the male versus the female. You must also have white servants and overseers who distrust all blacks. But it is necessary that your slaves trust and depend on us. They must love, respect, and trust only us." He also made a statement about crossbreeding, and in this statement he felt as if they should use their white blood and use that with black women in order to make various shades and to make the shades and colors that they desired. The reason why colorism is not an illusion is because this is an act that happens all over the world. This is not just a black community, United States issue. It's everywhere.
I remember when I was much younger, I was walking with my mom outside in summer, and someone asked my mom if I was a mixed child and if my dad was black because of my tan skin color in summer. And just, especially from Asian people in general, this is a big thing in Asia. Like, you always get singled out, made fun of if you are darker than the others.
My parents, my own parents, have told me that I need to put these goddamn creams on my face to become lighter so I'm more desirable to other people.
We have to try 10 times harder to be more beautiful just to be told that we're beautiful for a dark-skinned girl. Our face isn't enough for anyone. Our bodies have to be popping too.
I genuinely believe that if they're lighter skin, that people would would find them more attractive, the people who they're trying to attract. When they bleach, they feel like it makes them more attractive, so they're really investing in.
So colorism really goes beyond just the United States. It's very real and prevalent in a lot of different communities and cultures. Now, I do want to talk about the United States and why the United States will never seem to disappear or get away from colorism. The same things that were happening back then is reoccurring today in 2019. Let's talk about our community in the last 100 years. The early 1900s, there was a such thing called the Blue Vein Societies. In this society, they used to test how light you were and if you could see the blue veins in your skin, and if you could, you were accepted into that organization. This organization decided to distance themselves from darker skinned African American people because they only allowed light people that were passing for white into their exclusive social clubs. Then you had the brown paper bag test that was also used between the 1900s and the 1950s. And with this test, if your skin was lighter than a brown paper bag, you were light enough to be attractive. Sometimes they use this for churches, sororities, fraternities, and nightclubs. You couldn't get in these clubs or organizations if you were darker than the paper bag. The sorority known as Alpha Kappa Alpha, first founded at Howard University, which is the oldest Greek letter organizations by African American college women, was an organization who implemented the brown paper bag test. The women who belonged in the sorority had the reputation of being elegant, beautiful, intelligent, and elite. The elite of African American women in America. The organization Delta Sigma Theta sorority considered of a variety of African American women. They chose to refuse the use of the paper bag test. The majority of this organization was darker skinned women because most of the lighter skinned women pledged Alpha Kappa Alpha. They were known to be strong, powerful, and strong-willed women. In the 1940s, there was a doll test that they used African American children to see if children from the ages of 3 to 7 could identify with both races of the doll and which doll would they prefer. Majority of the African American children picked the white dolls, and they felt as if African American children were damaged from their self-esteem because they felt inferior to their white counterpart. In the 1950s, we used the comb test, and with the comb test, it was used to see the coarseness of someone's hair, and if the comb got stuck, you could not enter establishments or organizations, and these establishments were by some other African American people. In 1988, Spike Lee made a film called School Days, and School Days was based off the 1982 essay that I was talking about with Miss Alice Walker, talking about colorism. In that movie, they basically used colorism, the jigaboos, and the wannabes, and they were using sororities as references, such as AKA versus Delta Sigma Theta, being the dark-skinned versus the light-skinned girls, the pretty girls versus quote-unquote ugly girls. 2015, I will never forget when the casting call came out for Straight Outta Compton, and they had the A, B, C, and D girls. The A girls was the hottest of the hottest. They were Asian, black, white, Hispanic, or mixed race. The B girls were fine girls, long natural hair, fine bodies, small waist, nice hips, skin color limited to light skin. The C girls were African American girls, light to medium skin with a weave. And the D girls were African American girls, poor, not in good shape, medium to dark skin toned. So those were a few situations that happened within the black community, and that is the reason why I do not feel like colorism is an illusion. I feel like it's something that is here staying because we still support people that do not support us. Our community make it as if colorism is not a big deal and it does not exist, especially our black men in our community. I'm not going to say all lighter skinned women believe that, because some do understand their privilege and some do talk about it. But in order for us to, let this go and get this out of our mental, we're going to have an honest conversation and admit that this happens every single day. This is happening and this is bad in our community. We don't represent each other well, we don't support each other well, and we don't uplift each other well. Colorism is also systematic. It affects us in so many ways, you guys. Y'all just don't understand. For instance, the prison system. Researchers shows that light-skinned women were sentenced 12% less time behind bars than darker-skinned women. Social workers have also said that dark-skinned black children cost less to adopt than light-skinned and white children. I also find it very hard to place dark-skinned children because regardless of race, adopting parents prefer a lighter child. Not only that, but in education, you guys, African American students with darker skin have the higher chance of being suspended than those who are light-skinned. And even further in the research, you guys, they discovered that skin tone weighs more of a large impact in African American girls than boys. Sydney stated that she believes colorism is mental oppression. She also said that we are still in a state of anger. She then revealed that she chooses not to buy in it and she don't feel we should. And she feels as if we shouldn't be manipulated. And those points I can all agree with. That's why I said I agree with certain parts of her video. It was just the word illusion. Now, she also stated in the video that she believes colorism is real. She also said that she has experienced colorism before and she's experienced it not once but multiple times. As I stated, she is not the only person that have said this before. If you guys know Danielle Brooks from Orange is the New Black, she also said that she had to change her mindset as far as colorism in order to show the world something different and a better her. Unfortunately, you guys, I really feel like that's a great idea. And I love the concept of changing our mindset, and I do. I changed my mindset. I think positive things, but the fact is, if we stop acknowledging what's going on, I don't believe the disrespect and the scrutiny of being a dark-skinned woman would stop. The only reason why we are gaining so much power now is because we are calling people out on their BS. And let's be real, things like this are taught in their homes. This is learned behaviors. This is hereditary. And we have to break the cycle. We have to break the chains. We had to do that with natural hair, and we could do that with skin tones. Sydney is a YouTuber, a part of the beauty community, and let's just think about that because that community already is not inclusive at all. But let's think about Jackie for a sec. Jackie did not become who she was just based off of little YouTube tutorials. She started calling brands out on their stuff. Why don't you have a shade for my skin tone? Why are you not inclusive? Why am I having to mix 2 or 3 shades just to get one skin tone when you have ranges and colors of other races? This is how you make change, by calling people out. And if you don't, then they will never, ever do anything about it. Now, will everybody change? No. Everybody is not going to change. Everybody is not going to see how you see things and view how you view things and think your ideas are their ideas. That's not what it's about. It's honestly about starting the conversations in which you feel are uncomfortable in order to stop these cycles and stop these changes from happening. I am glad that she made a video. Unfortunately, you guys cannot see it anymore because the video is down, but I really wish she would have changed the title beforehand so that more people could watch the video and kind of listen to exactly what she was saying. The whole title just messed up the whole message. And this is not the first time she talked about, slavery or colorism on her channel. If you go and watch her DNA ancestry, she also talked about slavery and things of that sort then. So, unfortunately, the message was not conveyed very well due to some of the terms used in the video. I just wanted to make this video to say that, colorism is not an illusion, and I'm just going based off the title. I'm just referring to the title and not exactly what she said. I'm not saying this is her case, but I have noticed sometimes where other YouTubers speak about things that go on in our community, it's as if they were never a part of the community, or they cannot relate to the community. Like, we very well still have some people that are very oppressed. We right now have so much stuff going on in our communities that sometimes some of these people with these platforms, they got all this money, they don't understand what's going on. Like, right now in Atlanta, it's gentrified up, okay? Like, they're tearing down projects. A lot of black people are losing jobs. And sometimes if this is not your day-to-day life, and if you're not in it and you're on the outside looking in, you might can't relate to what's going on, if that makes sense. But I'm going to head to wrap this up. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. Do you agree or disagree that colorism is an illusion? Let me know down below.